10 cards from a deck are in a box, 2 diamonds, 3 spades, 5 hearts. 2 cards are randomly selected without replacement. Calculate variance of number of diamonds selected given that no spade is selected. So let D be the number of diamonds selected and S be the number of spades selected. And there are 7 cards which are not spades. So we have to find variance of D given S is equal to 0. Now, there are 7 cards which are not spades. That will be the 2 diamonds and the 5 hearts. So not selecting any spade means that both the cards selected are from these 7 non-spade cards. So probability spades is equal to 0 is the number of ways to pick 2 non-spades from the 7 non-spades divided by the number of ways to pick 2 cards from 10, because we are picking 2 cards in the problem. So 7C2 for picking 2 non-spades from 7 non-spades, and 10C2 picking 2 cards from 10, and that simplifies to 7 over 15. And then we need the probability function of D given S is equal to 0, because we have to find variance of D given S is equal to 0. Maybe we should make a note of this. To find variance of D given S is equal to 0, we need to find the corresponding probability function. Okay, and you know that since the given part is S is equal to 0, so the denominator that we will eventually need for this probability function would be PS is equal to 0. That's why we are calculating that. And then we start going about the necessary ingredients of the probability function. So it's all about D given S is equal to 0. So D could be 0 when S is 0. So probability of D being 0 and S 0 means that no diamonds and no spades, which means that the 2 cards that you pick are the hearts, and there are 5 hearts in total. 5 hearts, and you're picking 2 cards. So if you're picking no diamonds and no spades, it means you're just picking 2 hearts from 5. And again, the total number of ways to pick 2 cards from 10 in the bottom. So 5C2 for the numerator, 2 hearts from 5, and 10C2, 2 cards from 10. That simplifies to 2 over 9. And then you could have D is equal to 1. Remember, D could be 0, 1, or 2 when S is 0. So D is equal to 1, S is equal to 0 would be the number of ways to pick 1 diamond. And then the second card has to be a heart because spades are 0 and you're picking 2 cards total. So 1 diamond means 1 diamond and 1 heart. So that's 2C1 times 5C1 because there are 2 diamonds and you're picking 1, and there are 5 hearts and you're picking 1. And the denominator is again 10C2. So that's 2 over 9. And then probability D is equal to 2 given S is equal to 0 means you're just picking 2 diamonds, and there are only 2 diamonds available. So 2C2, number of ways to pick 2 diamonds from 2, divided by 10C2, 2 cards from 10. That's 1 over 45. So now we have all the necessary pieces, and now we can, using this, probability D is equal to 0, S is equal to 0, and this one, probability S is equal to 0, we can find probability D is equal to 0 given S is equal to 0, because that's the eventual probability function we need, since we needed variance of D given S is equal to 0. So Probability d is equal to 0 given s is equal to 0, be probability d is equal to 0 and s is equal to 0, divide by probability s is equal to 0, and this one we calculated as 2 over 9 above, and this s is equal to 0, 7 over 15, that was the first thing we calculated. So that's 10 over 21. Similarly, probability d is equal to 1 given s is equal to 0 would be equal to probability d is equal to 1 and s is equal to 0 over s is equal to 0. So 2 over 9 divided by 7 over 15. And similarly for probability d is equal to 2 given s is equal to 0. And now the expected value of d, remember we are finding variance, so we need the expected value. We are finding variance of d given s is equal to 0, so we'll find the expected value of d given s is equal to 0 and expected value of d squared given s is equal to 0. Now expected d given s is equal to 0 would be the summation of d against the corresponding probability function, and d goes from 0 to 2. So when you open up this summation, it's 0 times probability d is equal to 0 given s is equal to 0 plus 1, d is equal to 1, and this 1 here means probability d is equal to 1 given s is equal to 0. And similarly, when d is equal to 2, it will be 2, and probability d is equal to 2 given s is equal to 0. And so these three probabilities are here, this, and this, and first one gets multiplied by 0, second one by 1, third one by 2, simplifies to 4 over 7. And then the next step is to calculate E of d squared given s is equal to 0. So that's the summation of d squared against the probability function. And it'd be the same thing. Probability function was the values, the three values are 10 over 21, 10 over 21, 1 over 21. And now instead of multiplying by the d, which were 0, 1, and 2, now I'll be multiplying by d squared, which is 0 square, 1 square, and 2 square. Again, this is d is equal to 1, and this is d is equal to 2. Okay. And so 0 squared is 0, 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, and this all simplifies to 2/3. And now the variance of d given s equal to 0 would be expected value of d squared given s equal to 0 minus expected value of d given s equal to 0 whole squared. So 2 over 3 minus 4 over 7 whole squared, that's 0.34. That was choice D.